two short ones from the Advanced iMaths camp. Number 219 and 220. Dealing with roots and dealing with logs in equations. Now for the first one, quite a short one. 2 root x minus x over the square root of 2x minus 1 equals 0. And obviously you don't want the square roots here, so you to square things. You can't square the way that it is, it wouldn't remove the roots. You've got a bracket there with two terms inside it. Squaring the bracket certainly would be square the first, that would be resolved. Square the last, that would be resolved, but I'd still have twice the product. So I'd still have root x times x over square root and so on. So the simple way to get around that is to swap sides and take this one over here, x over 2x minus 1. Now you can safely square both sides. Squaring this side, you've got 4x. Squaring this side, you've got x squared over, the bottom just returns to 2x minus 1. Cross multiply here, 4x times 2x minus 1 will equal x squared. That's 8x squared minus 4x equals x squared. That's going to be, 7x squared minus 4x equals 0. So that'll be x times 7x minus 4 equals 0, giving you x equals 0 or x equals 4/7. But not quite, because right at the start here I had this square root at the beginning. I had this denominator which said x couldn't be anything that would make the bracket, the square root, come to a negative or the denominator comes to 0, which means initially I've got that 2x minus 1 can't equal 0 or be less than 0. So that 2x minus 1 has got to be greater than 0. So x has to be greater than a half. Well, since x has got to be greater than a half, that just leaves x as 4/7 as the only solution, since x must be greater than a half from the original equation. Right, clear the board. Right, here, ready to go for part 220, an equation with logs in it. Well, the first thing would be, obviously I want to get these logs together, but they're not going together when I've got different numbers in front of them, so there's different techniques. I'm not going to put the 80 in as a power or the 40 in as a power. I'll just divide everything by 80. So I've got ln 20 minus x over x minus 10 equals 2 plus a half of that. I'm quite happy to do a half of log 4, because that's just log 4 to the power of half, which is just log n 2. Then I can bring it over and join the logs. So I've got log n 20 minus x over x minus 10 minus ln 2 equals 2. Now I can combine the logs. Subtracting the logs, that'll be the quotient of these two. So this side will get divided by 2. Dividing that by 2 means, if I can't divide the top by 2, I'll double the bottom. 2x minus 20 equals 2. Now I can get rid of the log, do the inverse of it. So I've got 20 minus x over 2x minus 20 is e squared. 20 minus x is going to be 2x minus 20 e squared. I think I've been too generous with the gaps here. Separate the terms. 20 minus x equals 2x e squared minus 20 e squared. Then bring the x's together. I'll bring it over to this side, but write it the other way around, so that I've got 2x e squared plus the x equals the 20 plus the 20e squared. So that's 2e squared plus 1, lots of x, may as well take the 20s out as well, 1 plus e squared, and then finally x will equal 20 times 1 plus e squared over, I'll just write that in the same order as this, 1 plus 2e squared. Simples.